Alright. Hello everyone, and welcome to Session 0 of our Dawnward one-shot, Dunes and Destinies. I'm very excited to finally be starting this. Been planning it for a while, and we have a big party of players for this one. So, welcome to our 4 players. Our 5th player will be joining us for the actual one-shot, because she's already made her character. But yeah, welcome everyone. How are you guys doing?
Doing
All
very
right,
well.
So, I can't actually hear anything because I'm wearing my Godsworth outfit, so I'm gonna take off the helmet so I can actually hear everything. But yeah, everyone
Pretty
is
cool helmet.
pretty well dressed up today, so it's great.
Except me.
Oh, so handsome.
All right, there we go. That's a bit better. But yeah, good to see you guys. You're no longer a Mandalorian. No, I'm a real man. But yeah, so basically today is not any gameplay of the RPG itself. We're going to be showing off the rulebook, going through it page by page, going over the combat, going through the story path where we will be rolling these dice. These dice, and sort of making our backstories for our characters, making our stats and skills, things like that. Going over the magic system, the alchemy system, and yeah. So let's get started. So I should be able to pull that up.
Boop, boop, boop.
Let me just bring that up. So, yeah, there we go. You guys can see the rulebook on Twitch.
Let me full screen it
Uh,
quickly.
Yeah, I'll have to do
Yeah.
the same.
I mean, it's small. I've got it up on my other screen anyway. So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
it's not
zoom
like
in
I
as
needed
well.
to see anyway.
Alright, so how much of your guys' characters have you made so far? I believe you all sort of came up with like you chose your race, you chose your vocation, your class. I think that was it, right?
More or less.
pretty much. I
Mm.
mean, I've
Yeah,
kind
all I
of
have is-
already picked out. I think we've already picked out our clothing styles and stuff because you've already drawn them, eh?
Yeah.
And I've kind of already settled on a personality, so I don't know if you're wanting us to roll for that or if that's something we can just.
Yeah.
Pick.
Yeah, so you guys are welcome to choose as many of the options as you want from like the tables, or roll for it as much as you want.
Right.
It's not set or anything. Yeah, it's kind of unorthodox because you guys we did design the characters like beforehand, before the story path, but that's just another option that's available. You know, when people are playing it, I guess. I wonder if there's somewhere I could put this so it could be. Nah, that's not possible. What about like that? What if I could have just gone like this? Hello everyone, welcome to Dawnward. See, that would have been way easier, wouldn't it? Anyway, so for those who are watching at home, for Dawnward you will need a D10, a 10-sided dice, and a D6, just a normal 6-sided dice. But if you don't have, well, you probably have a 6-sided dice lying around, but if you don't have a 10, just use an online roller, and you can roll a character along with us. We're going to be showing off pretty much everything you will need to make a character. Yeah, like all of the story path and all that to get an idea of things. But before we start, players, let me just go back to you guys. Do you guys have any questions before we start?
How did you get so handsome?
How did I get so handsome?
We are frozen on the stream, I think.
Yeah, sorry, I
Oh,
have to
there we
click
go.
back to the, yeah, my bad.
I'm fine. I'm fine on the stream.
Oh yeah, of course you are, because you're somehow remaining perfectly still. Not really sure how you're doing
a
that.
predator and I am a frog.
But... Impressive.
I know for me, I tend to come up with questions as I go along, so I don't have any at the moment, but I will have a lot, no doubt.
Okay.
I feel like most of my questions are things you've already told me will happen in session 0, and so I'm gonna refrain from asking them now.
Okay, no
because-
worries. Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
And I'm sure the audience's the biggest question is going to be what's going on with the outfit on the bottom left. But some
the bar?
questions
See why-
have no answers, I suppose. Anyway,
I don't see why
let's
that
swap
would be in
back
question.
to the rulebook. So because you guys have chosen your race, your species, and your class, your vocation, we'll skip past that for today. And we'll skip past all the boring lore, because you guys read the whole lore book. You know the entire story, right?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
happened here or there, and something else happened.
Exactly.
Details aren't important.
Alright, so we'll just go through these
I
quickly.
control F for Linearia.
You what, sorry?
I control F for Linearia.
Right.
Has everyone picked their subclass?
Ah,
Going through that.
your sub-race, right? Your subspecies?
Sorry,
Yeah.
the sub-race.
I have to get 110 tokens today to get the Jana skin. Ah. The struggles of a League of Legends player,
Yeah.
where the passes get progressively harder to finish every event.
Mm.
This looks like an online New Year's party. Yeah. Alright, yeah, so sorry, have you guys chosen your subspecies?
Mushroom.
Ah, mushroom,
I
yep.
don't think godlings have a subspecies.
Yeah, godlings only have one. So I think you guys have actually, yeah. Okay, so we can skip through that.
Wait, so what's the mushroom subspecies of Florin called?
So when it comes to the Florin, they just have the plant
Well,
version,
you-
like the
like
flower
shiitake.
version, or the where is it? Here it is. They either have the plant version or the fungi version.
Alright, I just want to know what the fungi version's called. Oh, fungi.
Fungi. Yep. Oh, that cropping's not perfect, but are you writing all your stuff down on paper, Ted Mushy?
No, I'm using my handy dandy tablet right here.
Okay, no worries, no worries. Yeah, so, okay, you guys have done that. So the next thing is roll a d6 to find out what kind of bard you are, what kind of absolver you are, if you haven't done that already. So the first one, I believe, is Shikari.
Is
if
this
you-
something that we have to roll for, or can we?
You can choose. You're welcome to
Okay.
choose, yeah.
Is there like an organ trader or?
Maybe. Alright, Gordo, you've already done all this, right?
I'm with John.
happy.
Okay.
I'm happy to roll for this, so I will roll.
Yeah, I just want to see how this looks like zoomed in, because the cropping is just a little bit off, isn't it? So let me just change that so we can zoom in on these pages.
Hey,
Zoom
I
in
am-
straight on the nice lady's crotch there.
Oh yeah, this is what I'm here for.
100 maybe. Nope. Nope. Technical difficulties. Let's go 500. Ah, there we go. That looks good. Alright, so there you go. So roll a d6 to find out what kind of cleric you are.
I am disillusioned with my faith.
Ooh.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Very
Maybe
well.
this adventure will realign me with the great goddess of Linearia.
Maybe. Alright, now merchant. Next up is
Alright,
merchant.
alright. Let's see those options. I
Right.
think I'm just gonna go straight for number one. I'm just a morality lacking trader.
Alright, let me just crop this one on the side as well.
I lack morality. Good to know.
Just like in real life.
Amen to that! Psychopathic in-game and real life. I'm LARPing.
Okay, there we go. Cool. That should crop it nicely for the rest of these. Okay, merchant done. Next up is Bard. So, I think you wanted to choose these.
Well,
from these,
I'm
right?
torn between 5 and 6. So maybe if I roll a d6, and if it's an odd number, then it's a 5, and if it's an even number, it's a 6. Does that sound good to you, or?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
I like how your two options are complete opposites to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought so too.
Okay, I rolled a 1, so I use my instrument more so as a weapon.
Alright.
Yay!
That's actually the same thing that Vandrel had, my Bard character. Because he had a prosthetic arm.
Okay.
And it kind of folded out to kind of work with his instrument. Yeah, he could like attach it onto it.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
The only
I should have gone
the
with the
only
giant
cleric I
hulking
didn't
piano
want to
throwing man.
was the what I got.
Hang on,
That's
you guys were
unlucky.
talking at the same time. What?
Ladies first.
I was waiting for you to go. Sorry. I was saying the only cleric that goes against everything I've built is the cleric that I rolled.
You gotta re-roll them.
No, I'm gonna. God has decided.
God has decided. Linearia has decided.
Yeah, just testing my faith.
Alright. Okay, so now let's go back. Let's go to the next one. I think no one's a marauder, right? Do we have a sorcerer?
No,
Ah, yeah, sorry, I'm rolling
Yeah.
for Lenora's
Hey.
one. That's her there, actually. So let
What
me
page
just-
is that? Just for future reference.
Page 34. Wait a second.
Thanks, good
Why?
to know.
Okay. Anyway.
Research.
Alright, let me roll 5. Oh, by the way, you might not be able to see, but these are my Cyberpunk dice. The official Cyberpunk red dice.
Very
Camera's
cool.
a bit far away, though.
Nerd alert.
Yeah. Got a problem with that?
Uh-huh. I
Excuse
was
me.
the bully in high school.
You were
Alright, so the
expelled
guy-
for dangerous experiments.
So you're calling the guy that created his own tabletop a nerd because he has cyberpunk dice?
Yeah. It seems
okay.
like in line with my morality.
Alright, let's go to the next page then. So that's all your vocational related things done. So now we're going to go over Dharma a little bit, because we haven't talked about this in our chats or anything. So Dawnward has a karma based system, and that's called Dharma, and it's inspired by like Hinduism and whatnot, and Buddhism. So the way it works is that as you progress your perk tree, each time you purchase a perk or you perform a very terrible action in the world or a very good action, you will get this Dharma, and that's always in denominations of 5, and it's either good white Dharma or bad black Dharma. And the way that this works in terms of a game mechanic is that it is always a percentage of 100, and that sort of diamond shape you can see with the black being bad and the white being good, it will fill up. And so let's say you go from 50% black to 70% black, it'll change your white to 30%. And so that's why it changes quite slowly in terms of the amounts you get. And so let's say you progress your perk tree and only by perks that give black Dharma, you will end up having almost a majority of bad Dharmic energy within you. And so the way that works, looking at my little GM, maybe I can show off my GM screen actually. There it is.
Oh.
Oh, hang on. Can you? No, let me move back. Okay. Maybe you guys can see.
Take some screenshots. Take some screenshots.
There's the GM screen. GM screen.
That's pretty cool.
Bloody hell.
It's pretty big, but it's got everything on it that we need
What she said.
to make your experience as awful as possible. So basically, what I do is at the start of every session, I look at the character who has the highest of either white or black dharma. So let's say, I don't know, Kermit, you seem like a pretty good, devout follower of Linearia. Let's say you've got 90% white dharma. What'll happen is I'll roll a d10. And if I roll under, like, that 90, like, it becomes like a 9 on a d10, basically. If I roll under that, an effect takes place for that session. A random effect. And so there's a table further on into the rulebook. There's a table of these different effects. So the higher your dharma is, let's say you've got 90, that's almost a guaranteed effect for the session. So the higher it gets, the more likely it's going to happen. And some of the effects are pretty good. Some of the effects are awful.
So are the effects of being a good person with high positive dharma good? And
yes.
The
yes, exactly. Thank you for following.
Of having low negative dharma bad.
Sorry, what was that, Kermit? Kermit.
So by having high positive dharma, would I be more likely or guaranteed to have a positive effect?
Yes. So white dharma effects are pretty much positive. There are some, though, that are sort of humbling effects. The gods have sort of been like, oh, okay, humanity needs to be humbled. You remembered your login. That's good. So some of these effects will be like lowering everyone's stats
it's
to be...
humanity that gets humbled.
Well, I mean like humanoids.
And not godlings.
No, you will get affected. So here, for example, one of the effects is... let's have a look. The Sun Father shines harshly, giving a -2 will while outside. So some of them are like that, but most of them are good.
Alright. What if you're like a cannibalistic psychopath like me? Is there anything good that can come from the black dharma?
Well, that's all open to interpretation. You'll have to have a look in the rulebook for that. I don't know what page that's on. I think it's on like page 60 something or 70 something. Yeah. But anyway, back to the rulebook, unless there are any questions.
That's it for now.
Okay. Alright, so now let's get stuck into the story path. Let me just zoom out, because that's quite a wide one. Won't be able to see that. So now roll a d6 for your kingdom of birth. And so this kingdom can be different to, your race. So for example, let's take... so what was it again? Goth, right? Goth the Great.
Goth the Great?
Or
Goth the Great, okay. Vulcans, no, not Vulcans, sorry. Ogryn are normally from either the far north or the far south. And so, if you were born in, let's say, a western country, like a kingdom like Erosia, which is a desert kingdom, you might have been born up north or up south, but you were taken to that place, or, had to escape to that place. So it's a way to sort of weave in, differences in your story path and whatnot. To just make it a little bit more,
My sub-race, I did choose the one that is more desert-based.
Oh, right, okay. So in terms of lore, I can tell you a bit about that. So the desert ones, they are
the
subterranean. Yes, they are subterranean dwellers of the sort of sandstone catacombs that run under the desert. Oh. And so they live most of their lives in complete darkness. They don't really come above the surface very often. So Goth the Great would definitely be a rare instance when it comes to leaving.
I have a feeling his family don't think much of him.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, let me just roll my one. So I got a 5. Kernland. I'm going to re-roll that. 1. Araloth, was that it? Yeah, Araloth. Okay. Let me just write that down. Araloth. Cool. And just going very quickly over each kingdom to sort of give you guys an idea. Araloth is like a southern kingdom. Imagine a kingdom that is in perpetual winter, perpetual snowfall. Life is very hard. It's sort of a combination of the sort of Viking Nordic life and what would you say, like Japanese samurai mixed together. They like their sake. So basically sake, samurai Vikings. The next one is Romania. Romania is basically if the Roman Empire hadn't collapsed and had made it to the Age of Discovery. And so they wear robes mixed with their armor. They have a very intricate, developed society, and a very imperial. They have the largest kingdom, and it's always spring there, which is quite nice. Erosia is basically a Middle Eastern country. It is very hot there, very dry heat, and they live just south of the desert. And it's this giant city, the largest city in all of Dawnward, and the whole city is just filled with markets and bazaars that are seemingly endless. People go there to trade, commit crimes and things like that because there's just so many people there. Ishvaria is the desert itself. Nothing really needs to be said there. Kernland is like the UK. If it was a great country. No, just kidding. If it was sort of stuck in this industrial era sort of time. They have these automatons that they've created using metalmancy and necromancy, ripping souls from the afterlife and putting them into machine constructs to work for them as a labor force. And then lastly is Churfire, which is a jungle-like kingdom of chimeras. Think sort of like Vastaya from League of Legends, or what else have we got? Like, you know, what else could they be?
Fairies from 4chan?
Fairies from 4chan, not quite. Not quite.
They're more on Tumblr, okay?
But basically, they're humanoid in some way. They have human aspects, but also animalistic aspects as well. Yeah, so those are the kingdoms. So what did you guys get for your rolls?
3.
Right. Come on, 3. 4. Oh, well, that checks out.
Alright, 4. Yep, that works perfectly. Alright, what did you get, Ted Mushy?
I got a 3.
3. Erosia. Okay, that works pretty well. Merchant from the merchant city, so...
Alright, fair enough.
Okay, that's great. How about you, Kermit? Kermit.
I got a 2.
2, Romania. Okay, that works. Romania does have a... yeah, they have the chantry there, which worships Lineria, so that works. Alright, and I got Araloth. Okay. Cool. Next we have your family history. Just let me know if it's too pixelated to zoom in on.
Okay.
Is it okay, do you reckon? Or?
You can't read much of the description.
Okay, let me just zoom in a little bit and it might be okay. Let me just see on the preview. That's a bit better, eh?
I
It's much
mean,
better.
I know for me,
yeah,
I can't really see it at all, but
I've got a very large monitor though.
yeah. Oh, that's a bit
Oh yeah,
better,
I can see it now, yeah.
What if I go like that?
What page are we on, by the way? Sorry. Oh, the next one.
38.
Okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
38 yet.
Yes, just roll a d10 to see the sort of circumstances that your characters had that led up to the, where they were born, how, the circumstances around their birth, basically. So d10.
I got an 8.
I
Oh,
got
me
a
too.
10.
Oh, you got a 10.
Oh, you got a 10?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I'm
Got
getting
a
crits
6.
in the 0.
Alright.
Am I remembering correctly that on the Ogrin race sort of page, you mentioned that they tend to be sort of smiths?
I'm actually gonna re-roll mine. I don't like mine.
Oh, you don't like yours? Okay. Yeah, so Ogrin and Vulcan, the larger races
I got the
tend
same roll.
to gravitate towards those sort of jobs like physical labor and smithing and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. So, because I rolled 8, which is the artisan/smiths, so I could say that his family were more like smiths,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
It's like the way that you might take that into the context of living in a subterranean life is that maybe they were smiths in a very non-traditional sense, like perhaps living underground. There's these sandworms. Think June, like these giant sandworms go underground they're the ones that tunnel out these catacombs. You know, they may very well have sort of harvested these scales off of these creatures and smithed armor that way, right?
Yeah, right. Mean.
I wonder they're disappointed in you.
Yeah, you gave up that job to be a bard?
Yeah, exactly. So we gain the familial skills by way of this sort of backstory then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Writing, drawing, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, well, you guys can sort of in the character sheet itself, if you're not already doing it, you can just choose from the drop downs, and that Gordo here has set up our character sheet to auto-generate all of those. So, you know, select it, it'll fill that all out automatically into your skills. So even if you're just recording it on a notepad for now, you don't need to write down the skills or anything, just write down the option itself.
I re-rolled and got the same roll.
Oh, really?
Obviously, it's a sign, man.
What did you
What did
actually
you get?
get? Because if you get the same
My
one, you can re-roll again.
City merchants.
Oh, okay. Your parents were money-hungry merchants, and you watched from behind the counter as they would haggle away every spare coin they could get. Well, that would certainly be the sort of profession that might make you, you know, dislike them and want to gravitate towards being a cleric.
The heathen gold.
Yeah.
What was number 10?
Ah, sorry.
You're
let me scroll down.
you're a noble.
Royalty.
Yeah, aristocracy, nobility.
Yes! I ate the
No wonder
king!
you get away with cannibalism. Nobody wants to challenge you.
Damn right.
The rich. You took that literally.
There's probably a large case of nobles. You may not have been of the royal line.
Nah, I ate the king. I'm just kidding. I'm playing. But what's the description fully? Just aristocracy is all I've got written here.
Yeah, so the description says, you were born to an affluent family, wealthy and connected to the local ruler. You dined on exquisite cuisine from the West and learnt much of Dawnward's history at an early age.
I sure did dine on exquisite cuisine.
That option just becomes even more morbid with the context of your character. That's
Yeah,
just...
so now the backstory isn't you killed your family, but they would ship in your own race.
Oh no.
Nah, it was a
mushroom
personal
omelette.
decision.
That is just awful. But
They would ship in your own race at a young age, and you developed a taste. One day, Dad was laying down the law, and you were just licking your lips.
freaking awful.
This could go one of two ways, my friend. I like both.
On the
Oh, dear.
topic of your family, we will also be rolling just after this next one, I think it is, for what actually happened to your family. So if your family, especially for you, Ted Marsh, if your family was eaten, that's definitely going to fit in quite well.
I'm writing that in, no
Is
matter
that an
what.
option? Is it really?
No, I don't think it is.
Oh.
It is for me. I'm writing that in, no matter what I roll.
I mean, I
Yeah,
did
this
try
is
to
like-
leave them pretty vague, so there might be something that fits. I actually
I
can't
mean-
remember.
Number 8 might work for that. Your family has a dark secret that you must keep from others at all costs.
We're cannibals, the cannibals of the fungi kingdom. Oh man. Alright, anyway, next page. Next page is your birth sign. So what day you were born on. So there are 8 days to a week, and each of those days represents a different god. Suman is goddess of dawn, Linerin, goddess of life, Aldan, demigod of the arcane, Hirian, demigod of nature, Ithunin, demigod of love and hate, Kaldan, demigod of time and balance, Monin, war and rage, Arunin, god of dusk.
They have
I
mine
didn't
fitted,
realize I was
just
gonna
need
need a
to
D8.
Oh yeah, just
roll a
choose.
D10, and if you get a 9 or a 10, re-roll.
Yeah, that works.
I got a 10.
Re-roll.
Adilo.
Can you save these 10s for combat, please?
I got a 9. Alright, I got a 3 this time.
Alright, let me see what I got.
No, I
3.
think I've got my D8.
Aldan, demigod of arcane. That works perfectly for a sorcerer.
I got an 8. Stealth. Oh god.
Stealth bard. Oh man.
Now, quick question: are we allowed to select these, or
Yeah,
do
yeah.
we have to roll?
Like, so if you see a very good fit for your character,
So I'm
just
choosing
choose.
Linaran
Yep. That makes
because
sense.
that's going to be why I chose this faith,
Hmm.
and I think that can fit into my backstory.
+1
well.
seduction. Frog with seduction. Oh wait, no, sorry. Linaran. What do you get for Linaran?
Physique, I think, but I don't want
Oh,
the
yeah.
bonus. I literally just want it to be the because it's the day of Linaria.
Hmm. You were born on.
I think I'm gonna choose Monin for mine actually, because I just feel like just pure, stupid, blind courage is a bit more appropriate for my
Yeah, yeah.
Ogren.
All right, sounds good.
So Monin, yep.
What did you get, Ted Mushy?
You got 3, right?
3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you said that was Alden, right?
Alden. All right, same as me. Same as Lenore.
Hey!
Teaching.
Maybe we are on the same birthday.
Yeah.
We're twins.
Yeah. Similar in some ways. Cannibalism, not so much.
I ate your family.
Yeah, good luck with that. They are made of undead flesh, so.
I'm a mushroom, it's what we eat.
Pretty sure mushrooms grow on rotting things.
That actually fits very well lore-wise.
You don't get to say
I wanna
what
get rid
fits
of your
very well
friends.
lore-wise.
Just hit me up, okay?
I read a
You want to
quarter
get rid
of the
them.
book. I get to say lore.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Quarter's pretty good. Alright, anyway, onwards. I think the next
I did
page
skip
is
all
the...
of the lore sections.
Parental fate.
Yes, parental fate.
Please be eaten, please be eaten, please be
So
eaten.
now, roll a d10. Even, your parents are in the same circumstances listed in your family history. Odd, roll on the table below. So take a d10.
I gotta eat
Oh,
them,
no.
what does that mean?
I have to roll. You're fine. So you can pretty
even.
much do whatever you want with that. You can say that your family's still alive, or you ate them, or yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Odd.
I ate my family.
Roll on the table or choose below to discover what happened to your parents.
Yeah. So just roll a d10. And I'll read it out to you just so you can see it. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit.
I was just reading what exactly the odd meant.
Oh, the odd means a roll on the table below. Even, it means they're in the same circumstances as the first thing you rolled for your family.
Okay. I'm rolling it again. I got a 10.
You got a 10. Your family has come to despise one another over the ownership of an ancient heirloom.
They're merchants. They bought an heirloom.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's some good lore, like backstory building right there.
God.
Writing itself.
Maybe they,
It's like Todd Howard. It just works. All right.
maybe they
In terms
deceived
of the-
a cleric of its true price.
In terms of the character sheets, if we got an even number, so we just leave that blank?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I think these ones don't have a skill bonus. Yeah, they don't have a skill bonus to them, so you're not losing out by
Right,
like having
yeah.
a bad thing happen, basically. I think, is that everyone? What did you get, Ted Musher? You got even, right?
Yeah, which means I get to eat my family.
Fine by me. Alright, let's go to the next one.
Do we have to do the d6?
Yeah, so at the bottom right, maybe you can't really see that, but this is whatever happened to your parents, you are now an adult. So having grown up, you are now free to explore the world by yourself. Where did you spend most of those adolescent years, you know? So roll a 1d6, and you'll get a little option there.
I got a
3.
3.
I got a 6.
I got a 1.
Life on the road. Life on the road. So the 3 options here, just so I can zoom in and read it out. Number 1 to 2, city life. Choose a city in your kingdom that you recently lived in. So you can have a look at the map that's in the Discord server and choose a random city, and I can tell you a little something about it. 3 to 5 village life, same thing, choose a village. 6 life on the road, choose one city, and 2 times towns you've visited recently.
Damn.
Alright, next.
What do I get as my bonus?
Where's Discord?
Just don't worry about that for now, it automatically fills it out.
Alright, massive pecs. I'll just put that down for now.
But yeah, sorry, city life, +1 social etiquette. Village life, +1 crafting and repair. Life on the road, +1 mercantile. So yeah. What did I get? Life on the road. Okay. Cool. Next page. So now this one is pretty... Yeah, this one is quite in depth. So,
Oh, sheesh!
basically what you want to do here is roll a d10 and then subtract 5. If you have a number left, those are how many siblings you've got. But I'd recommend doing this one in your own time. You guys have got the rulebook, and so because this one takes quite a long time to do, you can do that later on. So let me roll a d10.
Oh, the mushroom people.
2.
Would the family thing even, like, apply for me?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Alright, so we got, like, a nuclear family going on?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dawnward
Good.
is all
Oh,
about
that's
that nuclear
unfortunate.
family.
I have no siblings, so I'm the sole failure.
Oh, it's even worse.
I got 4 siblings.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's awesome, man.
4 fellow tadpoles.
Yeah.
Alright,
Right, now I'll give myself 2 siblings.
cool, no worries. Cool, yeah, so yeah, that one takes quite a long time, so we'll leave that. But we will do this one down here. This one is your most influential friend. So this is a non-family member who had a little bit of an impact on you growing up. So roll a d10, and you will get who it was and what they gave you. Oh, great. Cursed man. Choose a random curse from page 60. Awesome.
Ooh.
I am definitely going to go with that.
Alchemist. Oh, okay.
I got a number 4.
Sorry, which page are we on now? Sorry.
Just at the bottom of page 41, or where the siblings are.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, influential friend. Yes. Okay, see it.
I got an alchemist who gave me a pouch full of strange salts.
Ooh.
He got high and decided to become a bard.
Yeah, just some
Ooh.
subterranean drug dealer handing out friggin'
I
some
got
weird
a
spice from the desert.
Highborn Royal.
That was me.
Highborn Royal, you were given a soft white handkerchief with the Royal's initials on it.
I can
Maybe
see
it
if I get
was-
better.
Maybe it was Teddy.
What's 8?
What's
Yeah, I
8?
wouldn't touch that handkerchief if it came from Teddy.
8. A mechanical. You were given a mechanical device that tells the time, and this is called
Whoa!
a dawn dial. This is from the sort of industrial British kingdom of the far west, and so, when we get up to choosing your items and stuff, your gear, you can have a look at dawn dial in there and add that for free.
Alright, gave me a watch.
All right, and I got a cursed man. Yep, because of course. Why wouldn't I get a cursed man?
Me being like a snappy businessman, you know, having a dawn dial helps me keep myself on track.
Ah, very smart. Yeah, what's the
Um,
time, Mr. Wolf? Looks at the time. Time for dinner. Eats a brother.
Yeah.
Alright.
You
Cool.
don't happen to have a higher resolution map, do you?
Oh, is it low res?
Yeah, I
If
can't
you click
really
open,
read.
if you click open the original, it opens up
Uh,
a one that's just huge.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
In browser.
Yeah. No, very good.
Yeah, and for those who are checking in and haven't seen the helmet yet, here's my helmet. If I push my shoulders up, it looks like it's normal. No.
He's got a bit of a
And it's
beard.
gone. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the life events, and this is the fun part. This is what adds the most flavor to your character. So, I think we'll just do it in a simple way. You can basically choose how many of these you want to do. So, usually you do it for every 10 years you've been alive, up until 50 years you have an event that happened within that decade. And so then you'd roll each of those times, so up to 5 times on this table here, and get a different kind of event. And the specifics of that event are rolled in later pages. So let's say I want to do, because my character, Lenora, she lives essentially forever, she's immortal. And so she can have up to 5 events. So I would roll a d10 5 times on this table to get 5 different events. Do you guys follow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, let's roll. I'm gonna do.
What's the lifespan of a mushroom? I want to figure out what's middle-aged.
You know what? I haven't actually got the Florin stuff is some of the most recent addition to the Dawnward, so there isn't actually a lot of lore on them. So you can kind of decide that yourself.
Alright. I just want to search up real quick how long.
Ogryn live, I think, just slightly shorter than humans. I believe. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It might actually say on their actual page, but if it doesn't, then yeah, that's my bad.
Okay, I've rolled 2 fortunes in a row, guys.
Oh my goodness.
I got a misfortune.
A misfortune?
Oh no.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Mushrooms
I
are
rolled
insane.
A 2, and then a 3.
Okay. I'm gonna do mine later, just so I'm not having to worry about so many, but I'll do
And then
5.
an 8, and then another fortune. Oh, love and loss.
I'll DM you
I'm
some
old, by the way.
ideas, Jaden.
What, you're slipping
About
into
the
my
mushrooms.
DMs?
Yeah, I'll slip into your DMs and send you some ideas about the mushrooms, because mushrooms are wild.
Okay. Mushrooms are
Okay,
wild.
so I got an
Okay.
8 for a love and loss.
Okay.
And oops, a 2. Roll 1d10, even is fortune odd. Okay, so and then fortune, and then the last one 9, another love and loss.
Oh, poor guy. Poor
Okay, where are we
goth.
putting this? Okay, so right, fortune. Oh, and then we roll for the
Yeah. I
right,
need to-
right.
Yeah, and so yeah, then for the if you've got even or odd for roll a d10 for fortune or misfortune, and then roll a d10 for allies or enemies. I think if I
got
swap back,
3.
maybe you can see that better. Yeah.
Alright,
Ooh, an
what am I supposed to
important
roll?
Elven nobleman. Nice.
So how many fortune or misfortunes have you got?
What am I supposed to roll for that?
Roll a. How many events do you want to do?
I'll just do 3.
Okay, so roll a d10 3 times.
7.
Okay, 7.
Hey.
So that's ally enemy, love and loss. 9. And another love and loss. So you got 2 love and losses and 1 ally or enemy. So now for the ally or enemy
Guys.
one, roll a d10, and if it's even, it's an ally. If it's odd, it's an enemy.
I just pick enemy. I have pretty good backstory.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I've been knighted, guys.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you've already rolled, have you? Okay.
I'm rolling my fortune and misfortunes.
I have a Relvan
Oh,
noble who owes me a
guys.
favor.
Ooh.
I have been knighted and I have been cursed.
Oh,
2 d10s in a row.
maybe you were knighted and cursed at the same time.
Maybe.
The knighting was a curse. It was an unfortunate, fortunate thing that happened. Alright, so If you guys... Ted Mushy, right? You still need to do yours, so...
Yeah, I'll do my love and lost one.
Okay, so now let's go to Love and Lost then. And you could roll the enemy one in your own time, because that one takes a lot of rolling to do. You can see here just from the preview, there's like a lot to roll for. Because the GMs will use those against you.
Okay,
Alright,
yeah,
I'll give you an interesting one.
Alright, should be able to just go like that. Alright. So now, roll a d10 and we'll see what kind of love affair it was.
I had an untethered.
Untethered, yep. So that one you can just fill in yourself. Yeah, yourself.
Okay.
And Ted Mushy, you had two love and losses, right? Sorry, two love affairs.
Alright, so I'm rolling a d10. I got a 10.
4 as well.
You got a 10? Alright, that's untethered.
High numbers, man.
Roll another one. Yeah, these rolls are insane.
I got a 2.
You got a 2?
I got a 6.
Okay, so each of you roll a d10 for the respective columns that you've got. So one of you got romantic tragedy, one of you got a problematic love.
Oh, what's untethered?
Untethered.
Mine was killed by monsters.
Untethered just means like it wasn't really anything of substance. Basically, it was frivolous.
So how do you roll whether or not you got a romantic tragedy or problematic?
You just roll a d10 on that first column to see if it was a romantic tragedy, a happy love affair, a problematic love, or untethered.
Lover committed suicide.
Ooh, yikes.
I ate their corpse.
Or you could eat them alive.
Well, if you're all a hive mind, you know, the mushrooms are all kind of a hive mind. You are all essentially an extension of each other, getting into the real metaphysical.
God.
Maybe they did commit suicide, you know, by you eating them. Huh?
Oh, right. So if
I got a 4 this time. Romantic tragedy.
Because mine was a happy love affair, I don't roll any further, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Sorry, that was my mistake. I thought you said something else.
So for my untethered one, can I choose, like, so I've got one of the options here on a problematic love is that your lover's family hates you. So could I just choose that?
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
I just feel like that would fit.
Yeah, that would just make it even worse, yeah.
Oh wait, was I not supposed to roll any further with my untethered?
No, but, yeah,
Oh.
like Goth the Great said, you can look at them and sort of take what you want. Gorth, sorry, Gorth. Gorth the Great.
Well, I need to roll one more time for my romantic.
Okay. Oh, you have 2, didn't you? Alright. Roll another one.
I met a bard in my travels, and I was so
8.
taken by their song
8.
that I've written down the lyrics.
A problematic love. So roll another one, and we'll see what...
Oh no, I got a romantic tragedy, so this is the 8.
Oh, this is the 8, okay. Lover is of a
Stolen by a
hated
rival.
race, opposite to yours, making things difficult.
Oh no, I have a romantic tragedy, not a problematic love.
Oh. Lover's
I'm gonna
affections
read
were
that.
stolen by a rival. I just love how, like, Shakespearean it is. It's like this mushroom kingdom, little mushrooms, and it's just very Shakespearean.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay, boom, that's the hard stuff out of the way.
You weren't satisfying all of his or her needs?
His.
I got a love and loss, fortune and misfortune, and another love and loss. Okay.
So now, we're getting into personal style. So, I believe it's 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Just roll a d10 4 times, or 4 d10 if you have them. I only have 2 d10s.
Just for clothing, seeing as we're already drawn. Wouldn't it be a little bit that we just pick?
Yeah, I kind of already chose
right, yeah.
all of my things.
Yeah, you guys did bring that up. Especially, even with personality, just choose these, I guess.
Yeah, I just need to plug my phone in, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Would you say the clerics is utilitarian?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, especially being able to reach his potions and stuff, and his shepherd's unk. Yeah.
With clothing style, I could go one of three ways because he's very flamboyant, but his clothing is also very loose and mismatched, and would probably still be considered exotic because he's from the desert.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
kind of went loose / mismatched because it's a little bit of all of it.
Okay, that sounds good.
But also imagine it still being quite flamboyant
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
its mismatchedness.
Ooh, I am nervous and/or quiet for my personality.
Yes, that's the other thing. There's the feelings about others, valued thing and valued person. And so if you've already got an idea about how your character feels about other people, then that's fine. But the valued thing and valued person might be interesting to roll for, or you can just choose it.
Yeah, I think I'll roll for all of the ones on the bottom table.
Okay.
So quick note, the affectation. Oops, closed the page. Oh, where did it go? Personal style. The affectation, that's just something of note about your character, is it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So I believe Gordo, you rolled trophies.
No.
What did you roll?
Strange hat.
Strange hat. Well, yes, and then that's become a very central. That's become a very central part of your character.
Mm.
Oh, so good. Okay.
I'm gonna
go coloured
choose one
fabrics
that I think
online.
suits me, which is trinkets.
Hmm.
Whoops.
Yeah, I think I'll just
'Cause I mean-
finish off this one for my character later because it's hard to do all of that at once. So.
It's also like if I roll strange hat, you're gonna have to redraw.
Yeah, you just like roll the complete opposite of the drawing. No, thank you.
It's like, yeah, I've actually got shoulder length hair, and I've got a strange hat, please.
No. All right, let's go next.
Mute thing. 5 is knowledge. Yep, that checks out.
Oh, okay, that's the end of the story path. And so those siblings and allies and enemies, if you have them, you can just do that later.
Oh no. I don't have any valued people in my life.
Oh, that's...
They all hate me.
Yeah, you scare them away.
Why?
Yeah.
I am great.
I will roll valued people.
just...
I got a 5.
so Shakespeare and so tragic. Everyone's
my
so tragic.
valued person is me. No.
If any of you guys have watched the Harley Quinn animated series, just imagine Clayface as a big Ogren bard instead of a big clay thespian. Basically, my character.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's
Fair
pretty
enough.
accurate. Yeah. All right. Is everyone finished with those things?
I think so.
I.
So
Yeah,
just having some
I'll
water.
do some of that in my own time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
just
so
need to
now-
finish off like siblings and things like that.
We are going to jump into the rules. And so because all of you have played Cyberpunk Red before, the D10, D6 sort of system will be very familiar. And stats and skills function very much so in the same way. So you've got like the 9 stats: intelligence, willpower, empathy, creativity, dexterity, reflexes, which govern 50 skills, which are all separated into how they sort of fit into those stats. And then you've got luck, body, and movement, which do not govern any skills. So nice and simple. And on your character sheet, if you guys can head over to the main page where your skills and stats are,
Yep.
kind of like in the center and at the bottom, like midway through and at the bottom, you'll be able to see skill points used and stat points used.
Yep.
You've got 50 stat points to put into those skills, those 9 skills. They all have to be at least 2 and no higher than 8.
And just quickly while we're here, we're starting at vocation rank 2, correct?
Yes, yes.
Oh, are we? Okay. How do we change that?
We'll do that
on
later.
the left-hand side.
We'll do that later.
Okay, because yeah, when I click on it, it just says ignore.
Yeah, don't worry about that yet, because there are some bonuses you guys will get, and we'll do that when we get to the glyph tree stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
So everything has to have a minimum of 2.
Yep. Because if you have 0 move, then well, you're just going to be T-posing, aren't you? Cyberpunk style.
Yeah. Someone's gonna have to carry me.
Yeah.
So the minimum of 2 in that's the intelligence, willpower, empathy, not the individual.
Yeah, just in those stat boxes that are kind of descending, like int, will, all of them down to luck and body and move at the bottom. They all have to have at least 2 in them.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. back to-
Cool. And for you guys at
And
home,
you said it was maximum of 50. Did you say?
yeah, 50. You get 50 to spend.
Wow.
Yep. So you guys will be pretty OP. Pretty OP.
Very generous of you.
Yeah, I believe that's it for stats.
I just need to mute for 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, so once you guys have decided that, we can go into the derived stats. So they don't have to be your final ones for now, because again, thanks to Gordo, it all automatically calculates. But just kind of like put some numbers in there for now, and then you can move them around later. And then you can get an idea of what your HP will be, your guard, and we'll get all into the rules of those as well. And while you're doing that, I'm going to eat a snack.
Can we get some like ASMR on that?
It's like burger rings, basically.
Yeah, we'll get some mukbang. Come up right up close to the camera. I wanna see your mouth chewing it.
No. I will lose followers.
You'll gain me forever. Oh yeah, just like that.
So I'll just give you guys a little bit of reference, because we won't really go over all the individual skills, but like for each of your vocations, I'll tell you just a little bit about what you might be wanting to look for. So for bards will definitely want to be looking at empathy.
Yep, I've got 8 in empathy.
Cool, because that will be governing like your charisma, your performance, things like that. For my character, a sorcerer, and for Kermit, the cleric, you will be wanting to look at will, because that governs spellcasting skills. But also empathy can be kind of useful as well, or creativity. Depends what kind of cleric you want to be. Oh, are you alright, Ted Mushy?
Yeah, I think I'll survive.
Okay.
A good thing to do is just have all of the attributes as 0, and then just chuck like 5 into intelligence, and then look at the skill list, and you'll see which skills are associated with the intelligence attribute.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So you can get an indicator of what attributes affect what skills.
Okay. What should I be focusing on as a merchant?
Yeah. So
I'll be right back real quickly.
no problem. Yeah. For the merchant, you'll want to be looking at intelligence, because that's the stat that governs mercantile. But it also, again, depends. Do you want to be like the sort of cold-hearted swindler, who uses their intelligence to get what they want, or do you want to be the very empathetic merchant who, I know your character, he sort of wants to, much to his namesake, wants to prey on people and seem very nice and empathetic, perhaps.
Yeah, I think you might be right. much like his namesake. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that he'll get a following of teen girls like in 50 years.
Yeah, teen mushrooms. It's awful. And I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Alright. Yeah, do you guys have any questions about the stats or anything? Or any specific skills, if you can pull those up and have a look? I can go to the quick list. How about you, Kermit? Kermit.
He's still away, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't realize he
he is.
left. Sorry.
Yeah, he had to go.
Ah, okay. In that case, yeah, I'll wait for him to get back before I explain the 2-cost thing.
Here's in the meantime, here's a picture that Ted Mushy's little sister drew. Can you guess what happened to her?
Living a happy life.
In the stomach, yes.
It's so awful, but it's so great. Alright, so now let's go back to the rulebook.
I imagine like the trip that you'd get on the mushroom, that the trip would be like the life that they've had. So you would have like their moment of death, you know, the life flashes before them. That's what you see as the trip when you eat them.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, new core memory.
Mm.
Oh, awful. Yeah, so now that you guys have a rough idea of where your stats and stuff are going to look for the values, we're now going to go down to your derived stats. And now again, the character sheet sort of works this out by itself, but the size and encumbrance will give you an idea of like if your character is going to end up very bulky or very small. It's important to note that Vulcan and Ogryn add an extra 10 kg to their encumbrance at the end of character creation, but they also get -2 move because of how big they are.
Right.
So just take that into consideration, because I think...
Right.
Did we add that to the Excel sheet? I don't think we did.
The weight thing does,
The weight thing does, okay.
but the move doesn't.
The move doesn't, okay. Yeah, well, that's fine, because you can just look at your move when you like, I want to move up as far as I can, it'd just be -2.
I am back.
For... yeah, just...
Welcome back.
Goth. Gooth?
Gore?
Goth?
Oh.
Goth. Okay, I'll imagine that as like an AU. Goth.
Horse?
Alright. Okay. Yeah, and then the HP sort of sorts that out by itself, but there are also the thresholds to consider. So when you reach 50% of your HP, you have -2 to all actions, similar to Cyberpunk again. And then when you have 1 HP or less, if you're put down to 0, you have to do a death save. And that's your body. You got to roll a 1d10. D10, not a d6. Got to roll one of these bad boys under your body, or you're dead. So having a cleric or someone who can do first aid is going to be very useful. Hopefully we won't have any player deaths, or character deaths. Player deaths, obviously not. Character deaths. Hopefully we don't have any character deaths. And that'll
Don't rule it out.
sort of calculates it by itself, so that's fine. But if you head on over to the combat tab of your character sheets, you will see your
Quick
HP there.
question.
Oh yeah.
The size and encumbrance and stuff, is there anywhere on the character sheet where that is?
Size, no. Size is more just for roleplay purposes. The encumbrance itself will be in your inventory. That'll be at the bottom underneath your gear, and that'll automatically calculate. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I believe that's all. Just one quick thing to note. So, if you're really trying to min-max your character and have as much HP as possible, your HP scales off of will and body. So however much will you have in body, it times together to make your HP.
Oh, okay.
And then
so they're both mixed.
there you go. And then
take
also,
it, boy.
for every 2 points you put into the physique skill, it'll give you 1 HP. 1 extra HP. And then also,
Right.
because you guys will be starting off at vocation rank 2, you can roll 1d6 for your extra HP for leveling up. So roll a d6 and then put that number into your bonus HP box on your character sheets. 3.
5.
You don't get to re-roll this, by the way.
4.
Bonus HP
4 is not bad.
on that. Bonus HP 5.
2.
2.
Might be worth just quickly, whilst you're on the topic of the level, just going back to the stats and skills tab, and then adding 2 glyph points.
Yep. Yep.
So your glyph point total should be 4.
Is that a lightning?
So when I
shot?
change
Oh, okay.
my vocation rank to 2, and then glyph point total.
Ah, so yeah, the vocation has changed automatically now.
Yeah, because that does a lot of maths for the glyph trees. So.
Right, okay.
I just love how Ted Mushy, you've got like the very serial. You've even got the serial killer camera set up. You know, like the low angle, the really badly lit room, the posters all over.
Sort of
Because no one's supposed to see
just
me.
Slightly.
Yeah,
Getting a peek into the life of a serial killer.
it's like the Riddler, you know, in the Batman, the new Batman
Yeah,
movie. Where he's like
exactly.
streaming. Hey guys,
Can you
thanks.
just jump up and
Thanks for
swing that
subbing.
light a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
I don't think I can. Oh. Hey guys, thanks for subscribing and giving me new bomb tips. I really appreciate that.
Okay,
if
let's.
if
All
you
right,
sub to my Patreon,
let's
at
not
my
get
level
doxed.
3 tier, you get a bomb in the mail.
Oh man. Okay, so now we're going to go speedy and just get through all this stuff because it's not going to come up too much. So skills work very similar to how the cyberpunk system works. So like you combine the stat with the skill, it'll be listed on your character sheet as a base, which you then roll alongside a d10 to get a result. And that'll be modified in different ways, like if you're in low lighting or you're drunk or you're near death, you will have -2, -4, +2, or +4. It varies on the what you're rolling. Yeah. What else? Let's go have a look. I think that's about it. Increasing skills, we don't need to worry about that. Reputation, don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I recommend, especially when you're choosing your skills, go through the detailed skill list to see just like specifically what it does.
Is that the one on page 50?
Yeah, page 50 onwards. Oh, sorry, page 54 onwards.
Okay.
There's a detailed list.
Detailed information should be in the character sheet if you hover over the skill.
Yeah.
It shows you all the
Yeah.
information.
Yeah, but some of that has
Oh.
changed, by the way. Sorry, some of that has changed. So yeah.
Some of the
'Cause
stuff on the character sheet or on the PDF?
on the PDF, on the rulebook, it's the updated version. Yeah. So when you're looking at those, yeah, just look on the character on the rulebook.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so when you're making your characters, you get 50 stat points and you get 50 skill points. Just make sure when you're putting in your stats and your skills that they're not going above 50. I haven't decided yet if I'll give you guys extra skills yet for being level 2. Yeah. I'll see what your guys'
Can you
character
give-
sheets look like afterwards. After
Can
you've
you give me
finished.
special treatment and give me like one more skill than everybody else?
Now,
Probably not.
is there a limit of what I can put in, similar to how when we were rolling Cyberpunk?
Good point. Yes. Maximum of 6.
Okay.
That is
So
a very
you
good
have your
point.
base and then your level.
Okay.
So you can only put 6 into the level yourself.
Yeah, so the base should never be higher than 14.
Unless you got a bonus.
Yeah, unless you got a bonus.
Right. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, now you guys can roll for your starting silver. But we'll purchase your gear and that outside of the session, I reckon. Just save time.
Yeah. I don't want to have to spend more time with you bozos than I have to.
The guy with the
How do I-
unicorn hat.
How do I roll
Yep.
for silver? Where's that explained?
So, you start with 100 plus X silver, and X is 2d10. Use the first d10 as the first digit, and the second roll for the last digit. So if you get a 10, that's 100. So the most that you can get is 100 and...
I got
200?
8 and so I got 8 and a 4.
Yep, so that's 84. So you have 184 silver.
Got a 9 and a 5.
Yep, 95. So you have 195.
Is that going current or lifetime silver?
Lifetime and current, because you haven't spent any.
Right.
And if you did roll, I don't think any of you got that, but there is an option in the Storypath for rolling and you get like 50 extra silver, but I don't think anyone got that.
The jackpot fortune.
Yeah. Ah, yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Is that if you did double
All
tens or something?
50 X.
Hmm. Okie dokie. I believe that's all for that. Yeah, and then next is the gear and stuff. I recommend just doing this in your own time. But we'll just explain just how like a weapon works, and then we'll explain the rules for combat itself. So like, the weapons come in ranged or short range, and weapons have different effects. So most blades, particularly daggers, will cause bleeding, and that'll just deal the next round. If first aid hasn't been done, it'll deal an extra 1d6 damage to them. Because if you're being stabbed, you'll start bleeding out, right? Hammers and great axes, I believe, always ablate. So if you remember ablation from Cyberpunk, the way it worked was that if you exceeded, the armor, it would take away one, value from the armor itself. But even if these weapons don't roll over, they always ablate.
So it's similar to how melee worked in Cyberpunk, because melee,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, always ablated, but most people were using guns for
Yeah.
Cyberpunk.
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, hammers and the idea is that hammers and great axes and that are like always heavy, right? They're always gonna just like push you back, and so it like dents you every time. It dents your armor every time, basically. Now here's an interesting one. Spears. Spears have a thing called reach, and on a combat grid, right, the squares and all that you guys are familiar with, they will reach an extra square. So if an enemy is one square away, you can reach them with a spear.
Okay. Do you have halberds?
Yep.
Okay, good. Just I'm not going to use one, but halberd is my favorite medieval weapon. It doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, what would that be under? I think it would be under like a let's have a look. Must be on the second page. Something like that.
That come under a pike or something, maybe?
Yeah, probably just a pike, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you can just call that halberd if you want.
Oh no, I'm going to fully roleplay Ted Mushy, the serial killer. I'm just going to use a knife.
Just a little dagger.
Yeah, just the combat knife that he uses for his
Alright.
victims.
Sounds
Oh,
Conversation
real
that
quick.
me and Shane were having earlier was so my character will probably end up using like his flute as just like a donk. So that would come under club, right? Because I figured that if a flute
Great
for a
mace.
human would be between 30 and 50 centimeters long, for his race it would probably be between 50 to 100 centimeters long.
Yeah. I think a club, or you can go quarterstaff. It depends what kind of combat skill you want to lean into. Because like I feel like he could carry a very heavy weapon, and so a quarterstaff deals a lot more damage. And so you can have that if you want. You can kind of choose.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I believe
I got a question.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. After you finish with that, I'll just ask.
3d6.
I can't remember if esoteric weaponry is a 2-cost skill though. Would someone be able to
It's
check
not.
the sheet? It's not. Okay,
No.
that's fine.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, and sorry, just quickly. And then of course they have quality, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But they also have rate of fire, how many times they can attack. You can also dual wield though. You're welcome to dual wield, and I can explain the rules for that if anyone wants to do that. And then there's the damage it does, how much it weighs, the cost, and yeah.
So if I was to hit someone with my loot, what would that come under?
Well, so let's say you chose the club as the representation of the loot. You could hit 2 times with it. You would roll the blunt weapons skill. And then it would be 3d6 damage each time you rolled it. So you would attack twice.
He has a lute and a flute. Just to be super confusing.
What?
So if I was going to go quarterstaff with the flute, the lute would be a much bigger, bulkier object. So would that be considered or would I go club for the flute and quarterstaff for the lute?
I would say for a flute, you could go dirk, and then for the lute you could go with quarterstaff.
Okay.
I kind of look at it like how big is it in proportion to the weapon itself, like the weapon on the list of weapons, and then how much it weighs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
because I figure club would fit better than a dirk because it wouldn't be sharp. So it says here dirk could be classed as small blade.
Yeah. I think flute would be like a small blade because it's like kind of long, and then it could also be like chiseled
Not sharp
at the end,
though. So
You could have a sharpened edge.
Yeah,
he's just going to be clubbing people with it. Donk them on the head.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
but your playing can be sharp.
It won't be. He'll think it is.
That's good.
Yeah, you can choose. Like you can go club for the flute and quarterstaff for the lute if you want. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me. All right. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about weapons?
Do I have to have one?
As a cleric, no, you do not. But I would recommend it.
Yeah.
It really depends.
I might have like a concealed dagger or something. Help me on
Unless
the
you go
road.
really high in brawling.
I ain't brawling. I'm a cleric. I'll hit them with my staff. But it's not really a staff. It's more like a shepherd's.
Oh, shepherd's cane. Yeah. Well, that would go like
Cane.
quarterstaff as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I might do quarterstaff, shepherd's cane, and just do that. We'll see.
Okay. Sweet as.
You're fine. Just stand behind me the entire time. I'll protect you, and you can just heal me the entire time. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll whisper sweet nothings of Linearia into your ear.
Perfect. Whilst I'm whipping our enemies.
You have a whip. Oh no.
Of course I have a whip.
Licorice whip.
I'll watch.
And
Oh. So awful. Okay. Yeah.
he
So.
also whips those that don't, obey the faith.
You're gonna be whipping me all night long, buddy.
Alright, so now just one quick thing to take note of, and this is the quality thing I was talking about. The kingdom that you were born in, that will pertain to the sort of regional quality of your weapons that you can get. So depending on what weapon you choose, on the far right-hand side, that column says region bonus. And there is a key for that. So let's take, for example, Great Shield. That has a region bonus of R, which is Romania. So if you rolled for your kingdom at the start, Romania, and you buy a Great Shield, it will have a +1 to the roll, and +2 to the damage. And that's considered rare quality. So they just get upgraded to rare quality for the region variants. So let's take, for example, you, Kermit. You were born in Romania, right?
Yes, I was.
So let's say you bought a sickle. Normally, a sickle is 3d6 damage. That would be 3d6 +2 because it gets upgraded to rare because of the region bonus. So consider the region bonus as a free rare upgrade to your weapon. And the idea behind that is that it's a sort of representation of better craftsmanship of that specific type of weapon in that kingdom. Yeah, and the same thing for armor as well. If we go over to armor while we're talking about that.
Oh, I did have a question.
Yeah.
So just as you're on the armor page, what's the homeless population of Erosia?
Why?
I want to know what my playing field is.
Let's just say living on the street is considered fairly normal in Erosia.
Oh, man. I mean, oh yeah, even more.
Yeah.
Polish for Aria. Okay.
But they're not all mushroom people.
No.
No, but I am a serial killer, so...
I thought you were a serial killer of just mushrooms.
I can be a serial killer of just mushroom.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure how the
visit Erosia, 'cause
we don't want too many murder hobos, D&D style.
I'm not a murder hobo, I'm a murder aristocrat, thank you.
Oh,
You're gonna make him choke on his food.
I was like about to choke on my food. All right, so spellcasting peoples. Kermit, I believe you're the only spellcaster here. Bards are different. Bardic sorcery is different, but if you are, oh, someone's camera disappeared. Oh, you're good. You alive?
Ted Mushy is back online.
Alright. Kermit, if you have defense over 10, like if you put on a piece of armor that's over 10, for any extra, like let's say you go 11 defense, you will have a -1 to all of your spellcasting checks. If you go 15 defense, you'll have -5 to spellcasting checks. The way it works is that you can't really flail your hands around for your casting if you're too heavily armored.
Nah, I'm just in robes.
Okay, yep.
But, like, you know, they're padded with leathers, you know,
Okay.
slightly.
Now, you can also layer your armor. You can have a light armor and medium armor, but you can't layer with heavy armor. And it's just an underlayer. So let's say you're wearing like Grisk leather medium armor. All 6 of those defense points are ablated away. The next layer is revealed, which is a light layer, let's say. Yeah.
For lore, can I have like a leather under my robes?
Yeah. You can swap the layers around. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. I was just gonna say, otherwise, I'll just go with robes. But so it's basically up to 10 is what we're saying, right?
Yeah. So for you, if you exceed that,
I'll probably do, yeah. So I'll do like Grisk leather with thick robes, and then I'm at 9.
No, it doesn't work like that.
No?
No, so it doesn't. It layers in the sense of like getting rid of one layer and then the next one starts. It's like you kind of do have 9, but it's like in your reference, like on your character sheet, it'll be Grisk Leather 6, Heavy Robes 3, like not put together. Yeah, make sure to keep it separate.
But that doesn't. So they don't add it. They're not additive when it comes to my negative of casting.
No.
Okay, that's great.
Armor, okay.
I think that's about it, and then we'll start getting into guard because this is the very unique thing about Dawnward. I think we'll just go on to combat now, unless you guys have other questions. Because alchemy, my character's going to be doing alchemy, so we don't really need to worry about that.
With
My
the
only
armor,
question
just to double check on the thing, is that the cost is the silver cost, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you guys want to have a look at this is the page of the effects that can happen with the Dharma. So especially when you're doing your perks and stuff for your skill trees, you know, if you've got majority white, these will be the effects that can happen. So yeah, here's an interesting one. If I roll a 10, that would have to be someone with 100% white Dharma, but this one would be your intelligence and dex stats are flipped for the session.
Huh.
And then if we go down to the awful ones, you might not be able to see that, but if you roll a 10 on the black ones, a chaotic lightning storm ensues. Getting struck deals 4d6 directly to HP.
Oh, and we have the fucking mushroom.
So when you're doing
Yeah.
your glyph trees, because you guys do get 4, just be careful what you're getting. Just keep an eye out.
Surely with like 4, he can't get all the way down to negative 100.
No.
Well, is it possible?
I'm
You
gonna
get to
try.
70-30.
Okay. Yeah, because when we played the mini-series, Gordo, when you were playing Baldric, did we started out at vocation rank? Did we start at 1?
We started at 1, but we were getting like 4 glyphs each time.
Right. Yeah, so... Because I remember you had like 80-20 at one point, right?
85.
85. Oh, frick.
I was an angry man. I was beating old women.
Yeah.
What can you expect?
Yeah.
Yo, in game or real life?
Both.
That's a good man.
Okay. Yes, now let's move on. Curses and diseases. You guys can check that out.
Oh, I need to apply myself a curse.
Yeah, you can have a look at that while I get up to where we need to go. So I think we'll just go on to combat, and then that'll be it. We can finish a little early, maybe, unless you guys want to do combat. But you guys would kind of have to do your skills and everything, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not prepared for combat. Besides, all I do is stand and watch and eat whoever falls.
Yeah. Just like any merchant would, right?
One good thing to do might be to, once you select some items from the shop, is to post the list into the Facebook group so that we don't get duplicates. So, for example, I've bought a flint and steel. We don't really need someone else to waste their money on a flint and steel as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to save people's monies from duplicating.
You in the hat, what's your name?
Gordo.
Gordo, thank you. You got Gordo.
Golf.
Golf!
I love how much he has to tilt his head to get his vision down to his tablet.
What's the lizard man's name?
I am not a lizard.
Amphibian!
I
They all look the same to me.
I'm a frog. I'm a frog person.
Do you mean they look the same in that they're inedible?
Yeah, and also their skin color. Just green.
All I see is green.
What is your name?
You can see it on
Kermit.
Discord. Kermit.
Oh, it's Kermit. Okay.
Kermit.
And then, who are you? Oh, wise and powerful leader.
Oh, my helmet's gone. Imagine I've got a helmet on. I'm playing two characters, Godsworth, Mr. Godsworth.
I will be the judge of that.
There's a lot of G names.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of are, aren't there? And then also the Sandsifter Lenora. And then we've also got our other bard, Sicily. And you can see how that's spelled on the stream there. You can see her stat card.
Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna try. Alright, thank you. I just wanted to get everyone's name.
Yep, that's cool. Is that going on your kill list, or
It's going on my perhaps eat list, yeah.
perhaps eat list?
Whichever one looks
mayhaps.
most mushroom-like.
Yeah, you've got a rating system.
Remember? Yeah, we talked about it, the mycelium stars.
Mycelium stars, yeah, we did. Instead of Michelin stars, yeah, mycelium stars. Mycelium stars, yeah. Oh, this is just awful. Okay, anyway, let's go through the combat.
You can't not make a psychopath character.
What do you mean?
I think it was quite evident what I meant.
Cheese was very much
A
nice.
fucking psychopath.
Just because he lobotomized one person, okay?
Oh god, I forgot about that.
And then reanimated her corpse. That was only once, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, there was a lot of messed up stuff that Cheese did, okay? We only
Yeah, but
saw
you also-
the...
Hey, it is Night
You
City.
did a lot of Getsu.
There's more messed up stuff in the video game, right? So. Anyway, let's quickly go through combat. So I just want to bring your guys' attention to the actions you can do, because I think I've covered just about anything you could do, and so there are very simple rules for everything. Let me just swap back. There we go. So move up to 1 meter, 1 square basically per point in your move stat. Attack, self-explanatory. Now, deflect. Call an attack without a roll to see if it is above the enemies. So if an enemy goes to attack you, you can call for a deflect, which is an instantaneous value comparison of your base attack roll without a dice. So if this is high enough, you can just instantly deflect the enemy's attack. You have to call this before their roll though. So if the enemy looks weak enough and someone you could outsmart with your swordplay, you call this, and let's say you've got a base of 14 or 15, which would possibly be the maximum for your base attack. You can deflect, and then you can call for an instant riposte, and just roll straight damage to attack them. So it's very hard to do. You're likely never going to be able to do this against a boss, but simple grunts, maybe. Equip, use, self-explanatory. Get up, get down, self-explanatory. Grapple. We'll get into grapple when we get to the melee, unarmed combat section. You can run and combine your action into doing 2 moves. You can do a skill check. You can actively dodge, giving -2 to all ranged attacks against you. Or you can hold, waiting for an event to transpire and then retaliate instantly. And that should be about everything for that. Yeah. And the way that initiative works in this is that you don't all roll initiative at the start of combat. There is either planned initiative or instantaneous initiative. So the way that planned initiative works is that you all are in stealth, or you're at a vantage point and you're discussing what you're going to do, and then we'll write that down as the initiative, and that's how it works.
I like
Okay,
that.
yeah.
The enemies will go after that because they're surprised. Instantaneous combat would be in terms of range or proximity to the event transpiring. So let's say Gordo, you're sneaking up behind someone with your blade out, and you come up behind them and you stab them, initiating combat. The closest person to you is next, but you're first. All of the enemies that are surprised are at the bottom.
Okay.
So that's just the way it works, rather than everyone having a roll and then, yeah. Yeah. Any questions about actions? Okay.
Not at this point.
And so here are the extra actions in a little bit of detail. So you can also do aimed attacks. Let's cut off a little bit there. You can take a -8 to your attack to go for a head, or the head, or a specific limb. But you take a -8 to your attack, but you deal ×2 damage if successful.
So that the attack is your initial roll to see if it hits or not.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And then riposte, that's what I was talking about before. If you manage to land a deflect, or if an enemy critically fails an attack, you can just do an instant attack against them. But actually, let me just write a note for that, because I've forgotten to add that in. Deflect. Riposte.
The aimed attack. Can you do that in like a roleplay sense and not do the damage? So you don't do like have to worry about the -8?
Yeah, of course, yeah. You can say like, I just want to go for the cut off a leg but not kill them, yeah. Or like...
But I mean sort of like my whip. Like I want to wrap around his legs to stop him from moving. I'm not going for a damage attack. I'm just going to...
Oh, that would be a
that'd be
skill
aggressive.
check. That would just be a skill check.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sweet as.
Yeah. So I might give you like I might even make you roll an archery check for that. Or just make you roll your base attack against a
Yeah.
DV or something. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like maybe like a very neutral roll, like a... I have to think about that. That's a good question. Because there's no like coordination roll. Yeah.
I have a question. Are coup de grace going to be a thing, or will that just be down to your discretion?
Sorry, what was that?
Will coup de grace be a thing, like that blowing the killing blow, sort of, if they've got not much health?
Yeah.
as
I'll
the
just...
enemy?
Normally, like what I normally do is if the enemy's like really low and your attack is clearly gonna kill them, I'll just be like, tell me what happens.
Yeah.
But like compared to, I think in Dawnward we did more of the roleplay took precedence over combat.
Yeah.
You know, especially with a smaller squad. But we'll just see how it feels at the time. Yeah. But definitely either or, like, is a possibility of happening. Cool. And now rate of fire, you guys know you can, if you have 2 rate of fire things like a fist and a dirk, you can use one and then use both. Dual wielding, the way that dual wielding works, you can use any weapons that are rate of fire 2 in both hands. And when you attack with each weapon, if it's the same weapon, it deals an extra 1d6 for each attack. So it's like perfectly balanced, right? As all things should be. Dual wielding using 2 different weapons uses the lowest ranked skill that the weapons use. Yeah. And that's that. Next page. Armed melee attack. So now we're going to get into the way that guard works, and if you've seen on your character sheet that combat area, you'll see that there's like guard, and then bonus, I believe, like bonus guard or DB bonus, and I'm going to explain that now.
Bonus guard, yeah.
Yeah, so the way that it works is that when someone attacks you, it's like armor class in Dungeons and Dragons. You don't actually roll anything as a defender. But if you remember in Cyberpunk, every time someone attacked you with like a sword or whatever, you could just dodge it if your reflexes were high enough. So it was just like a skill check versus a skill check every time.
Yep.
The way it works in Dawnward is that if someone's attacking you with a sword, you're basically just trying to block it or deflect it. You can call for a dodge, but that's just a lower value. It's harder to dodge when you're wearing armor. You're more likely to just be deflecting and having sword play, right? And so that comes in the form of a guard. And guard is a combination of your... I believe it might have its own page explained. Hang on, we should probably just look at that.
At page 90.
Page 90. Here we go. Yes, this is better. Thank you. So your guard is your reflex skill, plus the brawling and blocking skill, plus DB. And DB stands for defense bonus. For every 5 points of defense that your armor has, it gives +1 to your guard. So an armor piece of 10 defense gives +2 defense bonus to your guard. If you go under, if it gets ablated once, it goes down to 9. It only gives 1 DB. So for every increment of 5 defense an armor piece gives you, you get 1 DB.
Awesome.
And so yeah, when someone goes to attack you, you'll just be looking at that value, and I'll be like, okay, roll to hit 16. Is that over your guard, your armor class, like in D&D? Yes, it is. I roll for damage. And so the other actions that you can call for in combat is again that deflect, which is again not a skill check, and a dodge, which is not a skill check. Both are harder to do, and so therefore you don't get to use one of these bad boys, these D10s, to help out your roll.
Okay.
I believe that's all of it. You guys aren't going to be using shields, eh?
No, I won't be.
Okay, then that's fine. Don't have to worry about that. Unarmed combat functions very much the same way as it does in Cyberpunk. It ignores 50% of the target's defense. Yeah, but I guess you guys won't really be using this all that much. Yeah, there are a few bonuses you get for having your physique and athletics at 6 or above. So just let me know if you do that, and we can go over that if you want to, or you can just read the page. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you can also grapple people. If we go back to the rulebook, let me just zoom out a little
Depends
bit.
if anyone picks a fight with us in a tavern.
Yeah. So when you grapple people, you both have negative to your roll. The grappler has -2, the grappled has -4, and you can only perform actions with one another. You can throw them, you can choke them out for 3 consecutive turns and rendering them unconscious. You can steal something that's on them. Yeah, you can throw them and inflict your body stat directly to them based on the strength of your throw. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's all. Do you guys have any questions about this?
I don't. I'll be
Not
reading
at
through
this stage,
the
but I will
book.
probably have some once we're actually doing it.
Okay.
Just because it's been a bit longer since I did any role playing than you guys.
Right, yeah.
Because I dropped out quite early on in the red
Yeah,
roleplay.
yeah.
And I think you guys have said that you've done a few one-offs since then, so I may need a bit of a refresher once we actually do start the combat, but I'm sure I'll pick it up pretty quickly.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, again, it's just that, like, when you're attacking, it's like the stat and the skill together with a D10. Yeah. I believe that's all for that. Alright, ranged combat is very simple. Attack roll, stat, skill, D10. Does it beat the distance table? It hits. The way that arrows and stuff work... let me just go back to the rulebook. Arrows completely circumvent guard, as do spells. So I may as well just explain this at the same time. An arrow's damage ignores 50% of your defense. So arrows have a fixed damage, so they don't really change in damage. They sort of, like, every sort of weapon is different. So spells start off very weak, but they gradually get more stronger. Arrows more or less stay the same, and weapons can be like sort of upgraded a little bit. If you want to, when someone is shooting you with an arrow that you know, like you can see them, you can call for a dodge. If your dodge value is like, if you can see that the dodge value is going to be higher than, like, let's say 15 meters away, if someone is shooting you with an arrow, they only have to beat a 13. If you have like a pretty high dodge, like if you've managed to get your dodge to 14, you'd probably just want to dodge, right? And so then you can call to dodge it if you can see it.
Okay.
Dodging and evasion. So that's reflexes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah, of course, arrows are blade as well. You can repair your armor with full repair by using a smith, or you can use armor kits to return slightly damaged armor. Critical injuries. If you roll your damage, like let's say your D6 dice, like these ones, if you roll 2 6s, that's a crit, and then you roll on the crit table. Nice and simple. And then this will be the last thing, I think, is source damage. So spells. What's that, sorry?
I'm just interested. Source.
Yeah, source damage. So, especially spells, they deal source damage. Like fire spells deal fire damage. So it's just like, getting put on fire in any RPG. You gotta use an action to put yourself out, or you just keep burning. Fire damage functions the same way as bleeding, essentially. But spells have different effects. So, air spells will push you back a certain number of squares, and they can be upgraded in different ways. Miracles mystify your mind, simple things like that. Necrotic damage burns away your flesh, and so on. And that's sort of going back to how weapons work as well. So like weapons have their own source damage, if you will. Small blades dealing bleeding, hammers and axes always ablading, that kind of thing. And you guys can have I'm not going to read all those out, but you guys can have a look at those to see what you like. And then first aid. This will be for you, Kermit. If I move that across, that should fit nicely. So you've probably already seen this, but you can use as a cleric, or if your faith is, I believe, 6 or above, you can pray for someone and use your luck points for them to increase their rolls. And that's at a 1-to-1 ratio. So, Kermit might be, I don't know, he really wants Tid Mushy to stealth kill this mushroom to be able to take him and eat him. Kermit does a little prayer and says, "Please, Lineria, please help this go successfully," and gives 2 luck points to Tid Mushy's skill check. Basically that. Yeah. And then when it comes to healing, you can use the first aid skill, but if it has like a little asterisk next to it, and this is just for your reference, Kermit, as a cleric, it can only be healed by a clerical arts check, which is like divine intervention first aid. Yeah. And
basically, only a miracle is going to fix this.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
Yeah, so like
space 14.
Yeah. Sorry, Gordo, your camera is freaking out on my
Yeah, what's going on there?
He's riding his horse, guys.
I've never seen that before.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine on Discord.
Yeah, what is that?
No,
It's
actually,
eaten by the void.
on my Discord,
I don't think it's me.
playing up.
Yeah, I think it was
You've
your
been
Discord.
eaten.
Can you turn it off and turn it back on to see if it fixes on my end?
He
Sorry.
just did.
Yeah.
Oh, it fixed.
Yeah, because it moved on to Mikhail.
Hey.
Oh, what?
Really?
It's fixed on my one now.
Is it okay now? I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's okay for me.
Yeah, the last thing will just be spells because it pertains to the glyph trees, and so this goes for clerics and bards.
Mhm.
So the number of your vocation, so 2, plus 1, is how many spell slots or how many songs you can write as a bard or as a spellcaster. So, Kermit, you can have 3 spell slots, so 3 spells, and Gorth?
Goals?
Gorth? It's like Sicily. It's hard. It was hard to remember Sicily. I had to imagine the city in Italy. Sicily, yeah. Gorth,
You bet there's no town called Golf.
yeah.
Goals?
Gorth.
Oh yeah.
Do we have to have the rising intonation every time we say it?
I mean, that's how you're supposed to say it. So.
Golf!
Goals the Great?
Oh man.
I'm still deciding what Ted Mushy's gonna sound like. I'm thinking of watching some Ted Bundy videos and
Oh,
imitating
no.
No! You gotta have the high pitch. Hello, my name is Ted Mushy. I'm a
Okay,
merchant
I like
from
that.
Flora.
You
I
need to
love-
sound like Richard
I love my
Ayoade.
mushroom people.
Hello.
I like that. I might use that.
When it comes to the spell slots and the song slots in your perk tree, you can buy perks that give you extra spell slots. By the way, so that's
Now,
yeah.
I might need to talk to you. How do I know what spells I got?
Weed.
Nom, nom, nom,
Sorry.
nom,
Yeah.
nom.
How do you know what spells you got? You will need to have a look at your perk tree. There are the first perk in each of the directions you can go are the spells you can start with. But if you buy you have access to all spells essentially, if you want to try cast them. The way it works, the page that we're on, if you look at where it says spell level and modifier requirement, the spells have levels, and if you don't have the proficiency in them, you have a -4 to your roll. Or
Okay.
you get the skill up higher. But because you can't
So-
put your skill above 7, yeah, I don't even think there is an elemental skills bonus in the story path, so you can only have 6. You will need to get the proficiency in your skill tree. If that makes sense.
Right. But aren't I... Like spell level 2, aren't I 14? Or is that base?
That's the base. So you need to have a rank 6 or level 6 in the skill.
Right. Okay. And what does it mean when I'm looking at the glyph tree and it says, like for example, you have learnt to cast level 1 miracle without a negative modifier?
That's what I was just talking about. So if you look on the spell level, it says level 1. You have -4 to cast unless rank 6 and the skill is met. So
Oh,
that perk, because you've just you've put 6 points into it, into the skill, I assume.
yeah.
To get min max essentially. You won't really. That's like a useless glyph for you maybe.
Yeah, okay.
It really depends what you want to do. So you could put just 5 points into the clerical arts skill and then get that, and have that as your starting spell.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds
I
a
have
little
a
confusing.
question.
Thank goodness I'm not doing spells.
Are we going to be bringing any, because obviously it only being the one-off, are we going to be doing anything with reputation and fame and stuff?
I feel like we might just leave that.
Okay.
So you can get that perk. If you guys really want to get into that sort of stuff with your perks, you can. And then I'll work it in. But yeah, just the way that the one shot is, it's almost like
Take
you
that
guys are
one
trying
here.
to. You're going through the desert, So like you're not really seeing many people necessarily. You might be fighting a lot
Yeah.
of monsters, or like the people you come across will be from Erosia, so might not know you.
Do we have a reason for why we're going across the desert yet?
You will find that out in the one shot. Stay tuned
Okay,
for the next episode.
because I'm just wondering what brings old Ted Mushy to the desert.
Ooh. What indeed?
Mushrooms, people.
Money. Hello, I like money. Okay.
Money.
I believe that's everything. You guys have 4 glyphs to spend, and so you can put the buy the glyphs you want. But yeah, just magic, same thing. Will, magic skill, 1d10. It circumvents guard just like arrows do, but it circumvents defense as well, I believe. I think it does. Yeah, it does. So it doesn't ablate. It just, like, spells literally just go right on you, straight directly to HP, but they're weaker at the start. So
Okay.
they also scale, and this is also the same way that Gorth, your bardic performance scales. So it's like I believe it was xd6 for scaling damage, and so if you're vocation rank 2, that's 2d6, and then for bardic, which is the next spell, isn't it? Oh, where is that? I believe that's at the end then.
Yeah, I'm
Here we go.
on page 102 at the moment. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Oh, it doesn't actually say on here. It probably says on the Bard's page, but I think it's XD6 for you, or it might be like 1d6 plus X. And it's like, yeah, the amount of silver you basically get, you will net per performance. And that scales as you become a better Bard.
Master of Melodies.
Yeah.
Bard
I
can make
think
use of
that's
instrument notes.
everything.
Bards also learn performance as a 1 cost skill instead of a 2.
Now, when I augment, I
Checking
can.
against a
I don't
DV
have.
of 17.
You don't have to augment the top one, right?
No, you can choose
For
any
example.
augment you want. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay, here. Passing a performance check against a DV of 17 will net the Bard XD10. X in rank in vocation in silver. So it would be a 2d10. Right.
Okay. So do I have, as a godling? Another question I had.
Yeah.
I have the racial passive gain access to the Dispel Miracle, and I do not require a roll to cast this.
Yep.
Do I need to have that miracle? Do I need to have that spell attuned?
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll take out one of your attunement slots. Yeah. As I think, Gordo, we added it. I can't even remember the sheet at the moment, but the spells are you enter yourself, right?
Yeah, it looks like I'm just selecting the spells that I want, but I don't
Choose
know.
the spells that you want to have in your combat section for your tune. So you go to your spell page, select the
Yeah, so
spells
the-
that you want, and then go to the combat, and then that's just like a quick reference sheet for yourself. So you can put whatever information
Okay.
you want in that.
And we may have gone over this. Attunement slots. Can I? How do you attune / unattune? Can you do so, or is it sort of like once you've attuned a spell, that's your spell?
Yeah. So you can attune during a rest, not a short rest, but a proper rest. But it also, I've left it a little bit wishy-washy because you can kind of have downtime. So like you guys could choose during your travel to have like 2 hours of downtime after you say let's leave the city, and you want to take some downtime. You can use that time to rest, and I would let you guys have that as a good rest because there will be like a little bit of passage of time in the
Right.
one shot itself. Yeah.
And so in that instance, I could potentially like change what my attunement spells are.
Yeah, swap out your spells, even for Gorth. Swap out the song effects or anything you've got set up with your bard stuff, your bard sorcery. Yeah. Repair your armor and whatnot, sharpen up your blades, yeah. All that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and just for reference, because this is something I also need to add to the character sheet, when you're looking at the spells, not like the grid list of them, like just the flat details, but the actual cards, the columns of the cards represent the level. So like down on the first column is level 1 spells, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, and then the bottommost row are the level 6 spells, and those are the ones that you need the specific glyph like to learn. For example, clerics, they can learn
Pyromancy.
yeah, Hikaromancy, light magic. Those are level 6 spells at the bottom. Oh, and Gordo, are you wanting to? Are you going to be putting points into your like bestiary? And do you want to let me know like an idea of the categories of monsters you want to choose from?
Pretty much. My bestiary is base 12 with a level 6 in it. And the sort of monsters I'm hunting are just like the beasts of the desert. So anything that's like non-magical that lives in the desert, that'll be his speciality.
Okay. In that case,
With the bardic stuff, is that the same with the level they are, or is it because I know on the glyph tree, you get the option to add multiple effects into a single cast? So is it done that way? So if I'm allowed 3 songs, I get to pick a level 1 thing off like any of them, off that one per song, and then if I unlock on the glyph tree, I get to add a level 2 to it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
the way that the bard things work is that like you don't have spell cards. It's like it's almost like you can create your own cards.
Yeah.
But that just increases the DV. That's all. Yeah. And you have passive
Right.
effects as well, like the duration and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, sweet.
Yeah, I think that's it though. Do you guys have any questions
now.
about anything? Anything we didn't go over, or? I think that's it.
I can't think of anything at this stage. I will
Okay.
probably be hitting you up over the course of the next couple of weeks as I put together the spells and all the songs, should I say.
Yep. When you guys are finished, like choosing your stats and skills and that, just like chuck the link, you know, like we did in the Cyberpunk, just a drive link, and then when you send me a message or whatever, I can just pull that up and have a look at it and like look at your, you know, for example, your songs that you've got set up, if that's all in there, right? And your cleric spells, Kermit. Yeah. I think that'll, yeah. For Gordo and Ted Mushy, you guys won't have to worry about too much. It'll be more so the sorcerer side of things that'll be difficult. And then of course I'm doing alchemy, so that's just a whole nother awful thing.
I have a quick question actually regarding the character sheet for the bard.
Yeah.
Under this, because there's 2 sections. You've got songs, which has song names and notes and DV, and then attune spells, which is the spell name, the level, especially. So that would essentially be, so on the left you come up with a name for your song, with some information about what the song is about, and then in the table next to it, then where it says spell name, you would actually have the song effect, like Adagio 1.
No, so
What level that
I'm gonna actually pull that up. I'm gonna pull that up and have a look. Because I can't quite see
It's
it.
in two separate tables, but I'm wondering if they do actually connect across the row.
Yeah.
If
Here
that
we
makes
go.
any
Yeah.
sense.
So like, yeah, you'd name your songs, but then what I would do is I wouldn't even write in like the name of the effect. I would just write in what it does. So I would just be like, gives +1 guard, gives +1 to attack. Just keep it real
Okay.
simple. And then you can also add if it has duration on it, like has duration, or gives, goes +2 over my move. Just keep it really simple, so when you're referring to that in combat,
Yeah.
it's just very, very quick.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a question. In my misfortune, met a bard and wrote down their song. Could I give that song to the bard at the start of our playthrough? That
Yes.
they have an additional song.
Yes, you can, because... Oh, what was it? Someone... Oh, yeah, okay, no, I'll keep that a secret, actually, yeah. Because, like, some things in your story path might happen during the one-shot, let's just say that.
Okay.
Or can happen, yeah.
You can have that as a way that you know someone else. So maybe
Yeah, it
you
could be
know
how
one of the other bards.
I meet one of these bards.
Yeah, and also, because this is just a one-shot, you don't have to write a backstory or anything. Like, even like how you guys have just described your characters to me so far, I already know enough for the GMing side of things. And especially when it comes to, like, the lore side of it, and, I don't know, like, questions about, like, your characters might have about the place you're in or whatever, or if your character knows about the place, I'll just make you roll a skill check, and then I'll divulge how much information, like, D&D style, essentially.
Right.
Is anyone here from Helvere?
Helvane.
Helvane. Is anyone from Helvane?
Don't think so.
I'm
No.
not. What?
Well, because I was knighted in Helvane, so I'm a little bit infamous. Also, I'm Sir Kermit.
Well, where is Helvane on the? Oh, I see it.
Around the middle, yeah. It's the southern dukedom of the imperialist Romanian Empire.
Hey, well, I was born aristocrat, okay? You got nothing on me.
I was born in it, molded by it.
You adopted the aristocracy. Nobody cared who I was until I ate my sister.
No.
Ja, bye.
I honestly was fully expecting my character to end up being the most hated character in the group, but I think I'm gonna be safe.
I'm not gonna be hated. I'm gonna be loved and revered by all.
Right.
Yes, though the teenage mushroom girls will like you.
Oh yeah, they sure will. In 50 years, I'll get 80 documentaries.
We know how you're going to die, though. So it's going to be quite an ironic death.
Well, I'm gonna get eaten by another mushroom.
Oh, after a couple of nights in the desert, you are certainly going to be the first one then put in the pot.
Ah, yes.
You need
okay.
a, you need,
well,
you need
it's
a
the
pretty
circle
big
of
pot
life,
to fit
isn't
me
it?
in it.
Just like Lord of the Rings. Looks like mushrooms back on the menu, boys!
Exactly.
Oh, man. I can't wait.
Mushy ain't going down without a fight. He's gonna suggest putting the frog in there.
Oh, yeah, you
More
guys could
meat.
have a really nice... Especially Gordo. He's used to dining on the beasts, the
Oh, yeah.
animals of the desert.
And me.
Yeah,
And
true.
Yeah,
desert
but I'm
dweller.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Yeah.
touch these guys up with my miracle hands.
To be
Yeah,
fair,
he
would we
actually
find
brings
many
some
frogs
utility.
in the desert?
sorry, what was that?
Would we find many frogs in the desert?
No.
Frogs are actually fine in the desert, is what I've been told.
You're digging yourself a hole there.
Yeah, maybe keep your mouth shut about this if you want to make it out alive.
Okay, Mr. fucking Fauna.
It's actually flora, but
That's
no,
all.
I think they're classed as a fauna more than a flora, aren't they? Mushrooms?
wait. Isn't fauna animals and flora is the plants?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure mushrooms are actually somewhere in between.
Yeah, mushrooms
Yeah,
are...
but that's like how honey is classified as meat. It's just bullshit.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, if you look it up, the CDC or whatever has classified honey as meat.
Yeah, well, that's the CDC.
Yeah, whoever it is.
They also class pizza as a vegetable.
Yeah, so I'm having vegetables for dinner tonight.
Nice, man. Nice diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a vegetarian.
I'm gonna have 8 slices of vegetable.
You know, so is Ted Mushy. He's also gonna have some vegetables for dinner.
Yeah, some 5-star rated mycelium.
Yeah.
5-star mycelium. Yeah. Yeah, but that's it. I guess like we'll leave
We had a
the.
visitor! Yay!
Oh,
Oh, nice. That's
Cat.
a cat.
Nickel.
Very cute. What's the cat's name?
Tabitha!
Tabitha.
Oh, Tabitha.
Nice.
She's a tabby cat.
Very original. I like it.
To be fair, had I known that we were keeping her, I'd have given her a more original name. She was a stray that turned up, so I just called her Tabitha as a name, just as something to call her. And then she
Fair
stuck
enough.
around.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay. I think I
it's,
figured out which miracles I'm taking. That's good.
Oh, can you let me know, please?
Debatable.
That was not a question.
That was phrased as a question. So I know 6 miracles, but I am attuned to 4 of them at the moment.
Okay. Did you get the glyph for 2nd level?
So I've gone into Caress, and I've got a +1 attunement slot, as well as an augment for a level 1 spell, and I can cast level 2 spells without a negative modifier.
Awesome. Very good.
So
Did you get any? Are you gonna attune any level 2 spells specifically?
I have attuned 2 level 2 spells,
Oh, which ones?
and I have attuned and a level 4 spell, which I just think I'll manage. You know, if I need, God will shine on me.
You can't pray for yourself. Well, I guess you can use your own luck points, but
I can pray for myself, just does nothing.
Your god does hate you.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little bit disillusioned with him at the moment.
yeah. Which spells did you look at?
So I have Caress.
Caress. Yep.
I have. I'm just bringing out into combat. Replenish.
Okay.
I have Cognizance. And I also had Glean as my level 4 spell, where I might be able to.
Ooh. Okay. So with you don't have. It'll be a DV27 without the.
Yeah, easy.
Okay.
I'm a crit.
All right.
I don't even know if I can even cast that, to be perfectly fair.
We'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
So I'm not sure about Glean because, I just don't. The problem is, my maxed roll, if I get a 10, is 24.
Right. But how many luck points do you have?
I have 6 luck.
Okay, so you could like just put like all 6 points in for one try of Glean and get it.
Yeah. And then if we rest as we travel and things like that, will luck come back?
No. I'm not gonna let you'll have luck for just the one shot.
Hey, worth a try.
Like it'll probably be like a short rest, and you get like 1d6, 1d10 HP back or whatever, and
Okay.
and you can I'll allow you to reattune your spells or whatever, but that'll be it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a good chance I might drop Glean then. I'm just gonna have to think about it. But I don't know about. But the other 3 are pretty certain.
Right. Oh, that's not locked. Okay. Yeah. If you guys don't have any other questions, we can just end it there.
Oh, maybe I should take Harry as still. It lets me calm beasts and fauna. That
Okay.
will help with the fucking psychopath we have in our group.
I'll have you know, I'm a well-adjusted psychopath. I only eat other
That's what they
mushrooms, so
all
you should
say.
be fine.
Yeah.
You should be fine.
Do I have divination cards? Is that an item I can have?
Yep. Yeah, you can. You can have divination
Okay.
cards. I haven't finished the design for those though.
So, if I choose to take them, you're gonna have a little time crunch by session 1.
No, it'll just be like I'll just give you the ones. I'll just like give you like random ones, like just like quickly photoshopped like smiley face things. Like I've just scribbled on the thing. Yeah. Yeah. So we can't really do a combat today. But yeah, just over the next what do we have, like 2 weeks? Just yeah, slowly put your sheets together and all that. I've already finished the planning the session itself, so just whenever you will get it done, just yeah, everything else is done.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Will you be on Discord for a little while yet?
Yeah, I can stay. Yeah, for sure.
Just
All
because
right.
I'm probably going to try and do as much tonight as I can, just because I've got a lot coming up in the next 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
if I put it off, I won't get around to it.
Yeah. That's actually perfect. If you guys are welcome to stay afterwards to do all that, and we'll end the stream there.
Alright. What? Ted Mushy face reveal.
Ah!
He takes this off and he's got a mushroom face paint. I'm gonna.
What am I looking at?
Looking at a
Clown
balding
mask or
skeleton.
something. Oh.
It's not good for my hairline.
Ogres have
Oh, no.
layers.
This is what he looks like on the inside.
The
Under
light's
his
too bright. I can't actually even
soft
quite tell what's going on.
mushroomy
but-
layer.
Tell me what light on the inside.
Oh, I see. That's kind of cool and terrifying. But yeah, on that note, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks, same time pretty much, for the actual one-shot itself. So thanks for watching, and yeah, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.